For this last video, we want to pick up where we left off in configuring the iSCSI LUN as actual storage space, and to do that we create what's called a data store. So let's go ahead and do that. We work our way over once again to the configuration tab. This time we go to storage. Here you'll see our existing data store. This is the local hard drive, and it was configured as a data store. 100% of its space was configured as a data store when we installed ESXi. To add additional storage space for our iSCSI, we're going to go ahead to add storage. Gives us a choice. We're going with a LUN, and this other choice we'll come back to when we do our NFS storage. This was identified in video number 2, where we went through and configured our iSCSI virtual adapter to point to our assigned LUN, and that all took place and it's there. It just hasn't been committed to anything, and that's what we're doing now. Is we're taking this space and we're committing it to become a data store. iSCSI space is different than shares like Microsoft SMB shares or even NFS. Those shares are created and formatted on the server that's providing them, where iSCSI is raw space. It's just hard drive space, and that's been configured, and then when we connect to it, it's like putting a new hard drive into a system, even though it's remote, even though it can be quite a distance away. It's across your network. That's the difference between iSCSI and all these other storage options, is that iSCSI, while remote, while the hard drive space is physically remote, it looks like it's a locally installed drive, and that's quite interesting. So it's going to partition it and format it. It would give us a choice to change the size that we wish to use, and we'll go ahead and enter a name for it. According to our handout, this would be iSCSI-data store. Here's where we could adjust the space to less than maximum. Okay. And we're good. Down here it flashed, it went pretty fast, but we saw the in progress. It's completed. If we made changes and wanted to have it go scan again or go look again, we do have a scan all option up here, and it causes ESXi to go and rescan our options for storage to see if anything has changed. Alright, so there it is. Formatted, attached, 250 gigabytes alongside of our local terabyte drive. Let's go ahead then as the last step and add the NFS storage. NFS shares have been created on NAS4 also, and we're using the IP address for NAS4. In a production environment, we would have DNS all configured, and we would use fully qualified domain names. Now this is where we're going to enter a path, and NFS paths are a little bit unique. You can see we have an example down here. There's actually 3 versions of NFS. NFS version 3, 4, and most recently 4.1. Version 3 is the preferred version for ESXi. Version 4 had some problems. You can read a lot about that. And as an industry, we've shied away from using version 4 NFS shares with ESXi. Version 4.1 is pretty new. It's new enough that our storage area network does not yet support it. But the initial word is that it's good. It's stable and good, and will be a good option for the future. For our NFS paths, I've created another text document, as these paths are pretty long. Like our iSCSI paths, they're almost all identical. The only thing that changes in each of these paths is the last digit. This is actually the name of the folder that I created when I created these NFS shares over on NAS4. And so I'm working on PC number 35, and I can just copy and paste my path here. Just come up here and paste it in, and then also give it a name, NFS data store. And there it is. That was pretty fast. The last thing that I want to show you is, now that you have these, how do you use them? How do you put files and folders into them? When we go to create virtuals, we'll be asked which data store we wish to use to store the virtual. And so that part of it's part of the wizard of creating a VM. But in the lab, we've asked you to create an ISO folder and to upload your ISO files into it so that you can easily access those as you build your VMs. So the way that you do it on any of these data stores is you just go, you right click on it, you right click and you go to Browse Data Store, and it gives you a look inside. You have the choice then for creating new folders. You can create folders and subfolders. You have the choice for uploading files, uploading folders, and also downloading files and folders. Probably the easiest way to do this is to copy the ISOs over to your workstation wherever you're sitting at, and then from there to go ahead and upload them. If we go here to upload file, you'll notice it'll come up with the browse of our local PC, and that makes it pretty convenient then. So we'd have those ISOs copied over and locally here, and then we could upload them. I think that wraps it up for us. We've covered iSCSI in 3 videos and also included NFS and also included how to create a folder and how to populate that ISO folder with ISO files. Well, I didn't actually copy files up into it, but I got you really close. Hope you find this helpful, and I'm looking forward to working with you on